Oh my goodness, y'all. This dress turned out so cute. It was made from a men's dress shirt, and I can't wait to wear it for the 4th of July. I'm Michelle, and this is Strawberry. When I was making this dress, I was having one of those days where I just wanted to be creative and not have to worry about filming or anything like that. So I don't have any footage of me actually making this dress, but I'm still going to show you a little bit about how I made it. So first of all, it was made from a men's dress shirt. Here is what I have left of the shirt. I've got the sleeves, I've got the collar, I have the back. And yeah, this dress also morphed a couple of times. First it was going to be a blouse, and then it was going to be a skirt. And while I was making and creating and making changes, that's the type of thing that happened. So let me just kind of show you on this shirt. What I did is I cut my shirt straight across. On mine, I don't know if the pocket's at a different height or not. I ended up sewing my pocket shut, but I cut a couple inches above the pocket. But on this shirt, I think that pocket's higher. What I did is I cut a couple inches above the bottom of the armpit so that I would have that little curve under my armpit to make the dress more comfortable instead of it just going straight across. Next, I sewed a casing on the front and then another one on the back. First I put ribbon through it, and I thought I would make it like one of those pillowcase dresses that you might make for little girls, but then the shirt was so large. If I could pull out the elastic here, you can see it just hung really funny. So instead I put a piece of elastic through the casing and then sewed my elastic on both ends. Oh, on the armpits, I didn't finish this out. It might fray. I just cut it as close as I could to that seam that was already there. Okay, so now I have elastic on the front and on the back in my casing. And I try it on, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cute shirt. But it came down to here. And I'm like, that's almost long enough for a dress. And that's when I decided to morph this into a dress. So I got some fabric. This fabric, I think it came from Hobby Lobby in an after Christmas clearance a couple of years ago. It was just a white and red plaid, and I cut it into about a 6-inch strip. And so what I did is I sewed a hem. I did a rolled hem, and I sewed a rolled hem here. And I took 2 strips of the length of the fabric, which was, I don't know, like about this much bigger than the shirt. So, you know, my measuring is like, oh yeah, that's gonna be enough to give me some ruffles. Then I sewed with my trusty little sewing machine. I sewed very long stitch length, and I used that to gather it in. I sewed both of them together, and then in the very back is where those 2 parts meet. And I wanted the ruffle to show like a ruffle. So I sewed it on the outside of the shirt, and I followed the line of the shirt. So it's got a little bit of a high-low and goes up a little bit more on the sides, because that's how that shirt was made. This one's kind of wrinkly, but you can see that, yes, it goes up on the sides and it comes down a little bit longer in the back. That's so that the shirt will stay tucked in when someone is wearing it. Okay, so I added the ruffle. The ruffle is not attached right there, but for modesty's sake, I decided to add some Velcro, and also my last button is right here, so I added some Velcro here as well to, you know, keep me from flashing the roll. And then I added the straps. Now what I did, oh, I have them right here. I had some ribbon, and I just safety pinned the ribbon on to figure out where I wanted it, how long I wanted it. And that's when I decided I wanted to make this bows. You wouldn't have to. You could just sew a ribbon from one side to the other that fits you, and that would work. So I ended up using about this long, about 28 inches for the front and another one for the back on each side. So I made 4 of these. So I just sewed a tube and inside out, and then I right side outed it and made that to be a place where I can tie my dress right there. And so then my dress is basically done. I have a dress, I have ties, the dress is done. But I hate dresses that do not have pockets. So I wanted to add a pocket. And at first I thought I could use this red fabric and just make full-on pockets out of the white and the red plaid. But honestly, that was just a little too much, I thought. But I still wanted to have pockets, and I still wanted to have a little extra, you know, a little something. So I looked at my shirt and I said, do I have enough fabric to make pockets? And because I had cut this shirt about here, I did. I had enough fabric right here that would make a pocket. So I cut out a square here, or a rectangle, and I cut out a rectangle here, and I folded over those edges. And then I was like, I need another something. I need another ruffle. So I took a 3-inch piece and I did the same thing. I sewed, rolled hem on both ends. I did a gathering stitch. I gathered it together. I sewed it to the top of my rectangle, and then I sewed my rectangle onto my dress. And that's it. It actually, if I had known what I was going to be doing before I started, it wouldn't have taken very long at all. But because I was using that creative process of planning out my dress, it did take a little bit longer. Now, I watched a video the other day from Ann Nicole's studio where she talked about the naked dress. The naked dress, she says, is a dress that doesn't have a waistband. It's just loose, barely touches you, and you almost feel naked in it. It's a great summer dress. So this is a naked dress. So thank you, Amy Nicole, for that description of what type of dress this is. It's cute, it's comfortable, and hopefully it will beat the heat because it's supposed to be over 100 degrees. I don't know, probably 110 degrees on the 4th of July around here in Central Texas. So anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Toodles! So Amy Nicole talked about the naked dress, just a nice loose fitting summery dress. But do you do naked sewing? Like, you sew some, you try it on, see how it fits, you take it off, you sew it some more, you try it on, you see how it fits, and it really doesn't make any sense to get dressed in between because you're home alone, so you're just sewing it, and then trying it on, and then sewing it. I don't even know why I have a dress form. I don't even use her. I want to try it on me. If you watched this far, thank you so much. Please give this video a thumbs up, and in the comments, let me know, do you wear naked dresses, or do you do naked sewing, or both? Toodles.